How's it going, everyone? This is Mark with @Tech, and sorry for the late video today. This is going to be somewhat different. We did a video a while ago where we responded to your comments. Now I'm going to be responding to your complaints. So I just needed something quick to make, so I'm going to respond to your complaints on recent videos. We're actually making a video right now that's really awesome. You guys are going to like it a lot. So in the coming week, we'll have hopefully a video on AirPower. I bought the AirPods too, so that's coming Wednesday. So hopefully you see that soon and all that sort of stuff. But today, we're going to be addressing your complaints on recent videos. I'm sure all of you that are complaining aren't going to watch this video, but hey, let's do it anyway. First video we're going to talk about is the $50 Synology server build. So your guys' major issues were the stability and obviously the title of the video. So according to the YouTube weekly tips on Linda, which I do watch sometimes, any title that has correct advertising for any part of the video is not clickbait. So I said we're building a $50 Synology server. The computer did cost $50. Well, I did lie that we didn't build it. We did kind of put stuff together. So, okay, that's wrong. But $50 means the computer was $50. And you should not expect that the hard drives are going to be included in that price. If you are someone who's expecting to get the computer and enterprise quality hard drive for $50, you obviously don't really know what you're looking for. Any hard drives that are free or cheap are not going to be good, especially for 24/7 operation next to other rotating drives. So yes, the computer was $50. No, it doesn't include the price of the drives. And yes, I did spend $200 on hard drives, but that wasn't the point of the video. I wasn't trying to tell you that you were going to get everything for $50. You should, oh my goodness, I almost dropped my phone. You should expect that you're not going to get all of that for $50. So you have to buy the drives, obviously, but the computer was $50. Sorry if you thought you were going to get everything, but you should have known that you're not going to get any good drives for $50 and a computer, okay? Also stability, we just passed 200 days of uptime on that. Now I know it's probably not the best idea and the smartest thing to be using that as a backup, but like I said, that's why I cheap out on the drives just slightly because it's not mission critical. And we have data in two places, so it's not a major issue. I did have to bring it back to this office from the offsite location to recover some data, and it actually worked really nicely. I know you guys said that it's not going to stand up to that, but it did. It worked really nicely, so it's pretty cool. So there you go. Those are your major complaints about that video. Next up is the Pfsense router build. Now, mainly you guys are having the biggest issue with the hardware choice. Now, I didn't make it extremely clear in the video, but I did talk about that, how we are building the cheapest possible Pfsense router using scrap parts. Some of that was from the context of the description and the comments, and others was from the video. But I'm telling you now, that was built using scrap parts that I got at a surplus store. It cost me under $100 for all that stuff. And at the beginning, I said that Pfsense is said to be able to run on anything. So I took that literally and I basically built it off of junk. So that's why I don't have a Xeon. That's why I don't have a PCI Express network card. I just threw together a bunch of stuff. That's why I didn't know from the start that I had a PCIe network card when my motherboard was only PCI. So that's why I used the parts that I did. If I was going to build it myself, I have a 6-core CPU laying around. I have a 10 gigabit NIC. I could have done all of that. I could have gone all out and got something really amazing, but I did something that was very cheap. I wasn't even expecting to use it, but it actually worked fairly nicely. So it's in my network right now. So despite what you may think about the hardware, it's working perfectly fine for what we need it for. The power consumption is very low because it's using a server power supply, and it's actually really nice. So no, it's not great part selection, but that's only because I didn't have much of a choice. And if I was going to build one, ideally, I would definitely not pick those parts, but what I chose was what I had. So this video was a while ago. This is the 3D printer comparison. You guys are accusing me of tampering with the file on the more expensive printer and are saying that I purposely made it look bad to make the monoprice one look good, and that I obviously know nothing about 3D printers. Now it's true that I don't know everything about 3D printers, but I know enough. So first of all, The more expensive Zortrax one, I don't own, it's not mine. I actually went to a local university and I went into their makerspace and I had a lab technician, someone who was paid, an adult, an employee, not a student, someone who worked for the university to maintain all the lab equipment. They made the file for me, they set up the print, they did everything. I was just there to record it. So saying that I tampered with the file, two things that are wrong with that. One, I didn't even make the file. And two, they're professionals, supposedly, who made that. So it's not my fault if they messed up. So a little bit of a story, I talked about this in the comments, but I went back based on your guys' complaints and I printed something else. And it actually turned out really nicely. I talk about that more in the comments, but it was just probably a misaligned printer. Now, that's kind of what I touched in the video. I said that a cheap printer that you care for does really great prints. And a more expensive one that's neglected does give you pretty bad prints. So you just can't spend a lot of money on a good printer and expect it to be good. You have to put work into any printer you get. And that was just kind of what I was showing you. So with the nozzle cleared and the bed realigned, and I printed a different file that I made myself, it worked really nicely. So it is a good printer, but if you neglect it and don't take care of it, then sure, it's not going to print good. But I did not tamper with anything. So there's that. We got two more things. First off is the Hackintosh. This was last summer. I was recapping my experience and I was saying that it wasn't a great experience. And that's true because it was very hard to do. It was difficult and a frustrating process, but I learned a lot. I didn't know much going in, but when I came out, I knew everything basically. So I didn't know everything, but I learned along the way and I had help. So your guys' complaints is that you are a dumb Mac user and don't know what you're doing. So yes, I'm a Mac user, but I'm not dumb. I used to use Windows computers just like everybody else before Macs were really popular. I'm a software developer, so I know software and code, and I've been building computers for a while. So I know what I'm doing with hardware, and I had a lot of help along the way with the software installation. So none of the things that a traditional Hackintosher would think of were my issue. It was actually just USB driver issues. So that's kind of a hard thing to find. So you just have to look for the symptoms. But for someone who's a beginner and didn't really know a lot, it's not a great experience. You have to know what you're doing a lot before you get into that. But it worked fine. So okay with that. And the final thing is that in general, you guys are talking about the intro music. It's a little bit loud. I'm sorry about that. I did realize that compared to this volume right now. So for now, the volume on the intro music will be turned down until I find a new song or whatever. Then we'll replace that. I'm getting tired of that one. We'll find something different. So there you go. Those are adjusting your complaints. Have any more complaints? Let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, leave a like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. This is Mark with Tech, and I'll see you in the next one.